How to Analyze People, Verbal and Nonverbal Communication, Flirting, and Abuse. Written by Aries Hellen. Narrated by Dean Collins. Chapter 1. The Body Language Myth. Is 93% of all communication really nonverbal? It's usually said that more than 93% of all communication is nonverbal. Given the effort we put into picking our words, for example, our verbal communication, can this figure truly be precise? Let's start by reviewing the history of this commonly quoted finding. Despite the fact that few know its origin, it originates from a study conducted by Mehrabian and Wiener in 1967. In their experiment, scientists read participants a list of words like dear, honey, truly, brute, and scram in a neutral, negative, or positive tone, and showed images of a range of matching or incongruent facial expressions. Judging by the sound of the words and feelings depicted in the images, they asked participants to determine the objective behind the words. They found that only 7% of the judgment was based on the real words, 38% was based upon tone, and 55% was based upon facial expressions, or, in other words, a total 93% nonverbal judgment. Given the method of this study, it is no wonder that participants mostly ignored the words, since they knew they were scripted, and instead paid close attention to paralinguistic hints. Does this suggest that nonverbal communication does not carry as much weight as a lot of us thought? The answer depends upon whether we perceive individuals' words to match their intentions. As research study co-author Albert Mehrabian later wrote, when there are inconsistencies between mindsets communicated verbally and posturally, the postural element ought to completely dominate in determining the overall mindset that is presumed. To put it simply, when somebody's words appear to match their nonverbal signals, we will likely fully pay attention to the words. It's only when we presume that someone's words do not match their nonverbal signals that we listen to nonverbal communication. So what can you do to be a much better communicator and keep away from misunderstandings? Create congruence between your verbal and nonverbal messages. If you are feeling miserable, be sure your facial expression.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?